By now you've probably heard about FAST feedback, which stands for frequent, accurate, specific, and timely. It's an oldie technique, but it's a goodie. So let's take a look at it. First of all, the F in FAST stands for frequent. You know, too often when I speak to those empowering others, they do not give them very much feedback outside of their performance appraisal, which oftentimes just takes place once a year. People need consistent feedback to not only stay engaged in what they're doing, but to stay focused on the right things and make sure that you're having a meeting of the minds with each other. So I encourage you to do it more frequently. In fact, when you think about the millennials in the workplace, they're very used to getting a lot of feedback. In fact, in some cases, a tremendous amount of praise for doing things that those of us in the baby boomer generation were expected to do from their parents. And so they, I'm not saying that that millennials need a tremendous amount more feedback than anybody else, but they appreciate it and look forward to it. So make sure, at least on a monthly basis, that you're seeking out people you work with and providing timely feedback. It also improves morale. Research shows, I think it was up to like 68% of all individuals, when they receive positive feedback from a supervisor, really take it to heart and like their work environment more. So you have nothing to lose by going for it. So that's the frequent piece. The second one is accurate. You've heard me in other videos, so I'm not going to drone on about it here, but we need to stick to facts when we're giving feedback versus simply our opinion. Because facts get through. People can see what you're talking about. When it's your opinion, you get pushback, and you're not going to be receiving that behavioral change you're looking for as much, especially when it's corrective feedback. Specific is the S in FAST. Good job. Way to go. Thanks. You need to improve. None of these cut it. They're not specific. And I'll use a personal example. Not long ago, my oldest daughter, Chandler, ran to the grocery store for me because I was in the middle of a deliverable. And as she came through the door, I'm still busy away at the computer, and I went, "Hey, thanks, Chan." And I noticed, she's like, "Yeah," and goes on. And right away I caught myself, because I'm like, you preach this stuff, Mother. It's time to deliver specific feedback. So I got off my tush, I went into the kitchen, I helped her unpack, and I was just chatting with her, and she said, "Hey, Mom, they didn't have the kind of yogurt that you wanted, so I chose this instead." And I was like, "Wow, Chandler, that's really cool that in the moment you made a proactive decision, even when they didn't have what I wanted. You didn't call me and because you knew I was in the middle of something. You just took action and made a decision." And I want you to know how much I appreciate that, because there's so many people out there in life that are just afraid to pull the trigger and make a decision, and that's going to serve you well in life. And I noticed she beamed. Why? It was specific. T, timely. Those of you that have had pets before know that if you have a cat, for example, that jumps up on the kitchen countertop and you don't want them to do that, you give them the old, spray bottle in the face. In the moment, you don't find them 3 days later in another room and shoot them with the spray. Why? Because they need to connect the behavior with the consequence. Well, the same thing sort of holds true when it comes to giving feedback. The more timely we can be, the closer to witnessing the situation, the more effective and deeper it's going to go through. Now, having said that, if you have any kind of frustration or anger yourself about something that took place, please cool down, get your emotions in check before you give the feedback. Or if you need time to think about it or to plan what you're going to say, then again, take the time you need. But the more timely, the better opportunities. Keep in mind for growth. Keep in mind also that we praise in public and we deal with difficult challenges or things, behaviors we want corrected in private. So go have fun giving your fast feedback to someone today. I challenge you to do it to at least 2 people in some form or fashion. This is another Communication Truth from Colette Carlson.